The road to Redbull Wololo Legacy is fully underway, guys, and we've got some familiar names, you know, the likes of egctv, Lenok, which are guaranteed a place at Castle Heidelberg in Germany. But today I want to have a look at Matiz. Now, he's been climbing the ladder very heavily. He's been playing lots of Age of Empires 4, it seems, and today we've got a casted game. This is Arabia that they're playing on. We've got, in the north corner of the map, Matiz playing in blue, and in the south corner on the map, we've got none other than DeMuslim, who is representing Team Liquid. He is number 1 on the rank ladder today, so this is going to be a tricky test for Matiz, but it's a test that I no doubt he's relishing, and this is going to be something that gives us an idea of how, you know, the quality of Matiz as a player, and whether he might be a challenger for a golden ticket at Redbull Wololo Legacy. So I hope you guys have been enjoying my Age of Empires 4 casted games. It's something that I actually feel like I want to get into a lot more. And it's just something I'm working on, developing my skills as a caster. I hope to bring you guys entertaining content, and it seems like you guys have been enjoying it. Anyway, I did cast the DeMuslim versus egctv finals, and it just seems like you guys enjoyed that video quite a bit. So I thought, well, why not give this another go and keep on trying to get out good content for you guys. So, alright, we've got English versus the Rus. It should be an interesting matchup. I feel like English are a little bit underwhelming recently. So again, I think, you know, the cards are a little bit stacked for Matiz at the moment. The Rus are particularly strong in the late game, but so are the English. You know, we shouldn't forget about their bonuses that can really bolster their economy in the late game. Both civilizations actually have technically an ability to collect a heck of a lot of gold. Obviously with the Rus with their hunting cabin, which passively generates gold. That's throughout the game. Even now, this hunting cabin is producing 22 golds per minute. And the English, not quite yet, but when they do get to the Imperial Age, that seems like an age away. Well, 3 ages to be precise. They can get emplacements, which has a passive gold generation from their farms. So we shall see how this game pans out. It looks like Matiz is going for a relatively aggressive opening with the 5-minute uptime. That's quite a standard uptime, to be fair. No mill just yet, so he's not gone for a wheelbarrow opening, which you commonly see with the English at the moment. But that obviously would delay the feudal age time. Alright, so a new age begins for Matiz. He's up to the feudal age. DeMuslim going to be joining him with the Golden Gate, arguably one of the strongest landmarks in the feudal age. You can really do a lot of things with this, and it's so flexible. You know, you can open 2 town centers by selling things and just buying 2 stone. In fact, you don't have to sell. You can probably buy 2 stone twice, and then you can just get that stone for the town centers. And it's all quite concealed as well, because your opponent wouldn't know, because you're not mining any stone. 2 town centers, I'm not sure I've seen it all that recently though with the Rus, and often what you can see is exactly this. Kind of the meta at the moment is to go for the boar with the hunting cabin nicely on that woodland, protected by a wooden fortress, which is a really sturdy unit, and is particularly strong. It does cost 20% more wood than other outposts. Actually, I'm not sure if it's 20%, but it costs more than the other outposts. But it's particularly strong because it can garrison up to 8 units as well, and it has higher HP. So definitely a lot of protection there, and that boar is essentially the fastest way to gather food in Age of Empires 4 on the land anyway. Of course, fishing is a whole different story. It's a 2 town center opening for the English here. This is very, very nicely done. The thing is that the thing that's so good about this is just so much deer around there. Lots of food income is going to be coming out of this, that's for sure. It's got quite a lot of food. I feel like this is almost certainly a fast castle build. 2 town center into fast castle, it seems. Very nice. I didn't actually notice him mine the stone, so he definitely went that quite heavily early on. So this is an interesting build order. Could be working quite well. Obviously, it's a bit of a risk letting Rus have the boar uninterrupted. Although, alright, the village is just in there. As you can see, and the thing that's so nice about the wooden fortress as well is that because you can get around about 8 villagers to surround a boar to take the food, and obviously you can garrison 8 villagers, so it's really quite optimal. And we do see a longbowman there trying to make his way through the stealth forest, going to get picked off by the 3 scouts for the Rus. Of course, the Rus having extra scouts to get that good old bounty. Let's talk a little bit about that. So, of course, a lot of you guys know about the factions or the civilizations and the bonuses, but some of you may not, especially if you're new to Age of Empires 4. So, one thing to consider with the Rus civilization is they have this little bounty system. It's an economic bonus where they can unlock tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. And if they get more gold, is because you need 100 gold for tier 1, 250 gold for tier 2, and you know, DeMuslim's got 385 at the moment, so that means he's unlocked tier 2, and you can see the economic bonus is that the villagers' food harvest rate increases, and the hunting cabins generate gold even faster. So the Abbey of the Trinity going up for DeMuslim there in the south corner of the map. And let's take a look at Matiz's position at the moment. He is got a decent amount of food and almost enough gold to click up to the next stage as well. So, of course, you know, DeMuslim only being in one town centre, he can usually often, you know, is a standard thing to be able to get to the fast castle age time pretty quick with the Rus anyway, especially using the golden gate. I'm sure he must have used some tickets. Yep, you can see he's used some tickets. A little bit of a harassment here, not too much. It's not much of a big deal because Matiz has got that stone already, and he's pumping away on 2 town centres. Let's take a look at the villager count: 36 for Matiz and 29 for DeMuslim. Obviously, courtesy of that second town centre. So Castle Age is in the works now for DeMuslim. Looks like he'll be able to get some warrior monks out, as you can see, looking to pick up those nice relics that will generate some gold passively throughout the game. Alright, so Matiz is actually almost going to be, well, he's starting to build his second landmark as well at the 9-minute mark. Not too shabby. He's going to be getting the King's Palace, which is essentially a third town centre. I mean, that's incredible because it means it's going to be essentially on 3 town centres. That's super strong for the economy. And what I get the feeling about Age of Empires 4 generally, both playing and casting, is that it's a game that's very much set out for the late game. As in, you can do damage in Feudal Age, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel that particularly strong. Unless you're going for something crazy like an outpost rush, which really does often, or can, have the potential to delay your opponent significantly. Most of the game seems to be happening around the Castle Age time. As you can see, both players are just going to wish all the way up to Castle Age, 10 minutes on the mark, and nothing really that exciting happened in between. So it can obviously come down to the Civ matchups as well, but Feudal Age pressure isn't necessarily the most often thing that's being done. So there are some civilizations that are particularly good at doing it though, so I have to bear that in mind as well. So 3 town centers now up and running for Matiz. That village account is going to be escalating hard, and you have to say, with this kind of pressure, you know, DeMuslim has no choice but to go for that second town center. He needs to keep up on the village account, can't let things slip too much. He's picking up a relic. Does he have one already? No, just the one so far. He's getting more warrior monks to get the others. But now I want to see whether the English player, the English civilization played by Matiz, is going to be going for some relics as well. He's got 2 stables out, getting knights, so very, very nice build. And I quite like this. I really do, actually. 10.5 minutes. I've been doing a fast castle build order where you can get up to the Castle Age in 9.5 minutes and produce 3 stable knights, but I feel like this is definitely... This is just better. Like, it's more well-rounded. You've got a second town centre, you've got more villages. You only delayed a little bit to putting pressure, and he kind of has scouted well that the Rus are going to go fast castle in this situation, so he felt relatively quite secure. And obviously he's got the council hall to switch things up if he really needs to. So I might need to do a build order for this guy. It's a 2 town centre into fast castle. That's a little bit greedy, but it could work up in certain matches, certain Civ matchups, and especially if you have an adaptation to be able to, you know, switch into longbows as well. That can be relatively nice. So the hunting cabin is going to be placed here for the deer now. Deer carcasses protected by a wooden fortress. The boars can be taken. And this is what I really like about the Rus, is that, you know, not only have you got the fastest food gathering resource out there, you've also got the hunting cabin. That's passively generating 30 gold as well. So knights are on the field. So looks like DeMuslim's going for horse archers, which is an interesting pick because it's got the mobility, but the knights will do quite a bit of damage, looking to stop the warrior monks from picking up the relics, and that's a smart move, especially if the game is looking to be going late. A little bit of an altercation here. Scouts looking to chase them down. It's not really a fight they can take, but he just wants to keep an eye on things. And there is the warrior monk looking to get a Wololo, but I don't think it'll work. It could be... Oh, it could do. No, it won't do. So that monk does go down with the relic. Unfortunate for DeMuslim, but Matiz played that well and calculated. Continues to produce a double stable knights and a couple of longbows as well. Maybe a pike or a... I don't know. It looks like he's not really having a switch here. He's got triple archery range, so DeMuslim's relatively... like committed to the strategy, having put down 3 archery ranges. No real sign of him switching to spearmen, and he wants to probably bring back the horse archers, make horse archers great again. Do you guys remember the time when horse archers were just a crazy thing? And it looks like DeMuslim's trying to revive that somewhat. Okay, Matiz's knights are particularly tanky though. It'd be interesting to see if he got the second armor upgrade, or even the primary armor upgrade, Iron Undermesh. I'm not sure if he has. I will probably look to try and check that on that in just a minute. But he is getting wheelbarrow and also double broad axe, so it's not You know, he's not skipping out on the upgrades. His economy upgrades are coming in thick and fast. I mean, I'm really interested about the village count now. 71 for Matiz, 45 for DeMuslim. And I just, yeah, this is so strong for Matiz, this build. And sure, you know, he has got 2 relics over DeMuslim, so he's not exactly hugely far behind. But the gap is going to just continue to get wider, you know, because Matiz has got 3 town centres. So I feel like Matiz's English is really strong here. Okay, looks like to be getting a blacksmith. So Matiz didn't actually have a blacksmith until now. He's going to go for a double blacksmith now. Getting the monastery as well. Looking to pick up some relics of his own. Warrior monkey is picking up another relic for DeMuslim. So this is the benefit of going fast castle, especially with the Rus, is that you can get, you know, you can get these relics in very nicely. Okay, as you can see, the Abbey of the Trinity can garrison up to 3 relics. So DeMuslim is spreading them out somewhat. Oh, holy smokes, he's actually got all the relics. So the monastery is on the field, but I mean, a little bit too little too late there for Matiz, I'm afraid. And all 5 relics. This is the guys, this game is going to be a banger, I can tell so far. Because, okay, you've got the fast castle approach for DeMuslim with the 5 relics now, constantly producing the gold income. And Matiz went for like the villager boom, essentially. He's only got 6 villagers and gold, but it's collecting almost 700 gold per minute. Holy smokes. So each villager usually costs at a rate about 40 gold per minute. My math has never been very good, but it's basically 240 gold per minute, attributable to these villagers, I guess. And the rest is all coming from the hunting cabins and the relics. You can see 200 gold per minute and 250 gold per minute here. So not too bad. 450 gold per minute coming in for the relics, and getting the sacred sites as well. He's actually got 2 sacred sites under his name, so DeMuslim's going to be having a ridiculous gold income at the moment. He's got all 3 sacred sites. Matiz is probably going to have to do something a little bit about this, because there are massive horse archers running through now. And don't forget, guys, with the golden gate, this gold generation for DeMuslim being so high, you know, he can afford to not have any villagers on gold anymore. He doesn't need any, and he's still gathering at 800 per minute. I mean, you know, he can just buy anything he wants with the gold on the gate as well. Let's just see how many tickets he's got. It doesn't have any. He's been using it, as you can see, I suspect. So that's super strong. He's got 1 more ticket just coming in, but it looks to protect the sacred sites with wooden fortress. The villagers will go down, 3 of them there. And that's a bit rough for DeMuslim. He's going to take a fight here, a relatively good one. The horse archers being microed well, but the longbows are there as well. So I feel like this is overall a relatively even fight, because the knights are there to tank, but DeMuslim doing great work with focus firing on the archers, which is exactly what he wants to do. These longbowmen are essentially the counter to the horsemen, and the warrior monk's going to look to do some damage as well. Now I think Matiz is going to back off. He's neutralized the sacred site. He's going to get an outpost of his own, which should actually be fantastic, because that will give him the network of castles bonus, but it doesn't seem like it's going to go up. Then there's a lot of warrior monks there picking them off, and I think the horse archers could probably focus fire that down. I think it would be a big mistake here for DeMuslim for letting this go up, and he won't let that go up. He won't make that mistake. That villager does go down. Still, Matiz is looking to pressure this area, looking to focus fire the horsemen, and they do seem to melt quite drastically to the longbows, but the longbow numbers are going to be dwindling once they get focus fired by the horsemen. The knights are down, the meat shield are over, and the wooden fortresses are now going up for DeMuslims here on this right sacred site. Middle sacred site pretty unprotected. Left side is protected by a wooden fortress, and it's getting the is that the second ball? Is that the second ball? I can't quite see behind the hunting cabin, but it looks like potentially that is the second ball. I can't see on the mini map the other ball, so I know that's the ball. You know, it just looks like DeMuslim's getting both balls basically, and I think Matiz is going to. Oh, he denied. Oh my god, he sniped the villagers building the wooden fortress. Looks like the wooden fortress will go up now. He sniped 1 villager, still 1 more there. Oh, just a little bit of HP. You can do it, Matiz. He sniped it again. The number of villagers that Rus have had to put for this wooden fortress has just been phenomenal. At least about 5 or 6 of them, and the economy 66 villagers here for DeMuslim. 99 for Matiz, so that is huge. As long as this game goes, those villagers are doing great work picking up those resources. Looking at the resource count at the top, I mean, the gold income is insane for DeMuslim. Matiz spending pretty much every bit of food he has, and this could be an issue though. I wonder whether Matiz might. Okay, this wooden fortress will be going up now. There's a heck of a lot of villagers looking to build that up, so he looks to secure this 3rd sacred site. Was that being decapped for a second there? No, it wasn't. Alright, DeMuslim seems to have stabilized now, so We do now see a siege workshop going up for Matiz. Maybe looking to get some trebuchets. Needs to get rid of those wooden fortresses. The farming economy is absolutely booming here. Not particularly well protected though, has to be said. Maybe some outposts and some walls would be helpful here. But of course, he's got a lot going on. He's looking to focus his attention to military. As they say often, offense is the best defense. He's got two blacksmiths, one of them only currently working, looking to get the military academy, which reduces the time it takes to produce infantry, cavalry, and siege and transport units at the buildings by 25%. So he's looking to double down, get those military on the field. In particular, he's got a veteran longbowman looking to get outposts as well, just to give him that little buff. Another wooden fortress going down for DeMuslim, and it'll be interesting to see. He looks like he's got arrow slits and whatnot. For the wooden fortresses that are there, and that'll certainly offer him some protection. Oh, we see some extensive walls going down here. Formity is looking to protect this part of the map, and that's not a bad idea. He wants to focus his army down the middle, I suspect. There's a little bit of gap there that he needs to be careful of. And then we see the nice ding-dong for the English civilization for the network of castles. So when enemies are nearby, this building sounds an alarm, causing nearby units to get a 25% increase attack to speed. Increase to attack speed, rather. So that's fantastic as a bonus. Let's just see if we can try and make use of it. It needs to kind of do the old outpost creep. A bit of a dull moment in the game in terms of, well, it's just a bit quiet now, isn't it? Looking to relocate the villagers on the wood line. Building up a nice massive army here, though. Let's take a look at the military count, because military count number is 38 for Matiz, 25 for DeMuslim. And you know the villagers are obviously higher for Matiz, 120. I mean, he's going to get population capped anytime soon, Matiz, so he's looking to get a couple of springles on the field, just in case siege is on the way for DeMuslim. He's going to look to siege down this wooden fortress and decap the sacred site. I think now is the time that's good for Matiz to push. It looks like actually DeMuslim is... Oh, Matiz is actually ready to be able to go up to the next stage, which is pretty huge with the economy he's got behind this. If he does go up to the next stage, he can have a huge tech advantage. It does look like he's going to go up. Will he go up with the Wingard Palace? Have a look. He's actually, yeah, he's going for the Wingard Palace, and that will give him cheaper units. It produces basically something called a Wingard army, where it includes one of each, like a man-at-arms, a spearman, longbowman, knight, and a trebuchet. So it's quite nice, and it's quite cheap and cheerful. And I think the main reason people use it for really is the trebuchet. It's super important. We do see a keep going up for DeMuslim, looking to secure this part of the map. And the walls have gone up on this right side. That's still a bit open, but I suspect DeMuslim would have to be quite keen-eyed to be able to spot that. DeMuslim doesn't seem to be... Has he clicked up himself? I'm not quite sure he has. He hasn't. So DeMuslim is still stuck in Castle Age. Food count is nowhere near where he'd want it to be. And it has to be said, Matiz looks to be in a really strong position. Economy often wins games like this that are relatively passive. You know, getting up to the 20-minute mark. Imperial Age in now for Matiz. As you can see, the Wingard army is coming in, and it's going to be very nice. As you can see, the cost is relatively cheap. I mean, one trebuchet itself costs a heck of a lot of money. Trebuchet costs 500 wood, 250 gold. This in itself, the Wingard army, only costs 100, and you're not just getting a trebuchet, you're getting a knight, you're getting man-at-arms, you're getting spearmen, you're getting longbowmen. That's a little bit insane, guys. Bombard on the field now with that tech advantage. Oh, sorry, it's Mangonel, rather. It's Mangonel for Matiz. Getting a couple of veteran horsemen, knights, and longbowmen, looking to get the upgrades. Very, very nice. As you can see here as well, we're getting the lovely research enclosures. So each farm enclosure being worked by a villager generates 1 gold every 3.5 seconds. So it's going to get that passive gold income, which is super important for the late game. Looks like DeMuslim's going to take the fight now. Matiz is going to take the fight now as well. I'm not sure if this is necessarily the greatest option, because he's probably waiting for his upgrades. You know, the elite longbowman coming in upgrade. I mean, he probably doesn't necessarily have a fight. He's getting pushed here. There are a couple of knights there. This is going to be an issue for Matiz. He might lose everything before the upgrade. The upgrade just comes in now. This is a nice timing. He needs to focus fire the knights, and they're getting decent damage. Obviously, the knights are a bit tanky, but actually, it's not a bad fight necessarily for Matiz, especially seeing as the upgrade is coming in. But DeMuslim is not in a... He is in a bit of a hurry. He's not particularly worried about taking this fight, and he's going to look to focus down. Matiz will look to focus down the horse archers. Not a bad play. Looks like DeMuslim's going to hunt down the trebuchet. Overall, not necessarily a bad trade for Matiz. Could have gone a lot worse. Losing 1 trebuchet is... I mean, it would be expensive if it came out of the Siege Workshop, but it didn't. That only cost... it cost a lot less resources than it would have been, and so actually Matiz maybe, you know, didn't necessarily need to mind that. If he lost his massive longbowman, that probably would have been a bigger problem, which he might do anyway, because he's under a lot of pressure here, and he's going to need to micro his brains out here. Does have the network of castles bonus. We'll look to perhaps get the network of Citadel's bonus, but he will need to keep to do that. And he's looking to micro this well. He needs to maybe get some spearmen on the field. Maybe a switch needs to be coming in for Matiz. Doesn't look to be doing that. He's got a heck of a lot of farmers. His economy is huge now, but I think DeMuslim is trying to utilize his window of attack here, because Matiz going up to the Castle Age, sorry, the Imperial Age. Matiz is vulnerable at that point. He's just spent so many resources to get up to that Imperial Age. And of course, DeMuslim knows that. And looks like hand cannoneers is on the way for Matiz. As we see a flood, a horde, a charge of horsemen and knights from the Rus. And yeah, I mean, Matiz is really going to need to hold off here. He needs to be able to maybe look to get a keep, not on stone at all, so he's not going to be able to afford to keep it anytime soon. He's going to lose another trebuchet from the Wingard army. As you can see, the Wingard army trying their best to protect it. The man-at-arms goes down, the spearman's going to go down shortly, and the knight. But we do see a horseman trying to save the trebuchet, doesn't quite manage it, and he will be taken down soon as well. This is a strong push by DeMuslim, who has he has all 3 sacred sites, so the timer is there. And trebuchet coming out for DeMuslim as well. So despite the tech advantage from Matiz, he's not been able to make it pay off. He is under a lot of pressure here for DeMuslim. Matiz needs to hold off because he does have the villager count advantage, 133 to 122. So it's not actually by much. DeMuslim has caught up for sure. And losing the army here is really a bit of a struggle for Matiz. This game could be going another way now. DeMuslim seems to be in a strong position. 2 trebuchets on the field for DeMuslim, protected by this keep in a really nice position, and 2 keeps on the field for DeMuslim looking to protect those sacred sites. And this is becoming slowly an issue for Matiz. He needs to clear these up because obviously we've got the timer for the sacred sites, but it's not just that, it's the gold income that's coming in. High armory going down in behind this, so going to be doing quite good work here. What this does is a military landmark to get up to the Imperial Age for the Rus. It decreases the cost of siege engines in nearby siege workshops by 20%, and it contains unique siege engine technologies as well. So it's going to be pretty important to push forward with these siege units for DeMuslim. It's going to look to take down the Wingard Palace, and that's actually a huge deal. Matiz does just about squeeze 1 trebuchet out of that, but building the Wingard Palace relatively forward is an issue for Matiz here because he now can't produce the Wingard army from this landmark, and that was his one way of getting huge amounts of trebuchets relatively cheaply. And instead now he's going to have to work on his siege workshop unless he repairs this. And he will need siege himself because, well, there are 2 castles there. So, but being up to the Imperial Age, you may look to go for bombards instead. That could be a nice option. The trebuchets don't have line of sight on this castle, so can't actually take it out, and that's actually a really big issue. You'll need to place an outpost there. I'm not sure if network of citadels is in the play yet. No, just network of castles. He's going to look to dive these trebuchets with horsemen. Looks to take 1. Will he get a second? I'm not sure. He probably will. He does get a second. He backs off with the horsemen. The hand cannoneers and longbows are there in the background. But I feel like DeMuslim getting up to the Imperial Age himself is going to be hugely strong now because he can get his own upgrades. Of course, there's a bit of time before that happens. But it feels like now Matiz needs to have a really strong push to make use of the military advantage by being in the Imperial Age. He has now walled off on that right side, looking to decap the central sacred site. A couple of mangonels from DeMuslim could be devastating. Matiz is making a really strong push here for the keep with the trebuchets now, which are being buffed here, as you can see. They're receiving the enhancement, the network of castles with the 25% increased attack speed. DeMuslim is looking to dive this. He's got a heck of a lot of horse archers and knights and a couple of warrior monks in the mix as well. Horsemen going to come in from the right, and it looks like DeMuslim going to try and flank and get hold of the trebuchets. May take 1 out. Actually, probably not, because he's got quite a lot of units here. Matiz is going to save the trebuchets. That's actually huge. Longbowmen are going to do great work against the horse archers. Horse archers aren't really the play here against the longbowmen, and the Muslims actually being pegged back. This wooden fortress is on fire. As you can see, the spring walls coming into play here from the wooden fortress. Trebuchets are still alive. This keep is going to be looking to go down, but DeMuslim doesn't want that to happen. He's going to send some villagers, going to spend some wood to keep this keep alive, and that's certainly the right decision. A sacred site in the middle is going to be decapped. There's a bit of a ping here. I'm not sure what's going on. Is there a raid or is there a wolf in the mix? On the right side, looks like it's wolf. Sacred site has been decapped, so Matiz is getting back a foothold in the game, looking to push slowly with the trebuchets on that keep. Villagers there are plenty of them. 16 villagers aren't enough to keep this trebuchet alive, keep alive, with 2 trebuchets benefiting from the network of castles bonus. Now Matiz changes his attack. He changes his attention, looks to snipe these 2 trebuchets. We don't see boiling oil in this keep, and that's actually pretty big. Boiling oil could be very devastating here. Trebuchets will go down now for DeMuslim. I feel a change in the tide Wingard Palace is coming back up on repairs as well, so Matiz's economy is really starting to play into the fact, is really starting to factor into this game. He's fully population capped. DeMuslim is not, and that is a huge deal because now military-wise, military numbers here for DeMuslim is lacking compared to Matiz. So Matiz will look to actually push the issue. I mean, he can. He's got full population space, right? And he's got lots of resources backed up, and that's purely must be because of the huge economy that he has. Look to take out this wooden fortress. I think Matiz needs the pressure. He's going to put some forward outposts as well to help his push, and that is huge because, you know, he's got... Oh, what happened to his villagers? What's got pulled to do to rebalance the economy? And the big thing for Matiz now is that he continuously spam units and pressure, whereas DeMuslim is still stuck on, well, he's getting up to 200 population himself now anyway, so Matiz kind of let him recover there a little bit, I have to say. I feel like Matiz maybe could have just pushed a bit harder, but he's going to go for the slow methodical approach with 3 trebuchets. And he's going to look to push this central fight now with the network of castles. Still no network of citadels. He needs to keep for that. Horsemen, elite horsemen are going to take the front line against the knights. There are a couple of hand cannoneers and elite longbowmen in the background for Matiz, but it just doesn't have enough. It just feels like the military quality is just higher here for DeMuslim. Despite the hand cannoneers, they are one-shotting the knights though, which is pretty nice. But having the horse archers there as well is pretty strong there for DeMuslim. DeMuslim looking to push now. Matiz looking to micro this with his hand cannoneers. Retreating back to his outpost, but they don't have any sort of spring order in place, so they are coming in now. Wingard Palace is up and running again, but for how long, I'm not too sure. Yeah, Matiz losing a lot of military here, down to 38, but so is DeMuslim. Relatively even numbers here still. Horsemen are in the mix, looking to push down these horse archers away. And DeMuslim looking to move a heck of a lot of villagers over to this left side, maybe dropping a keep on this left sacred side. Wants to keep this well protected. It is well protected with wooden fortresses. Actually looks like he's going to the wood line maybe. He's got plenty of villagers on gold there that could be raidable if Matiz knows about it. It just doesn't seem like he does. 3 bombards on the field. Matiz was looking to snipe them but can't quite manage it. Bombards are going to unpack and fire off, and 3 trebuchets still on the field for Matiz, and the hand cannoneers are starting to come into a world of their own, actually starting to push this back, getting rid of the knights, and Matiz is starting to push again with the economy. He's got production buildings up and running, and that's such an important part of the late game in Imperial Age, is having those production buildings, which actually Matiz has on the essentially the back of his base, and that's actually really good because, you know, being pushed, if you lose those production buildings, it can be a really big trouble. The bombards have gone down now for DeMuslim, so that's an issue. Obviously they are a little bit cheaper with their high armory. 2 bombards now pop out, and Matiz has got the momentum. He's going to push this side and maybe look to decap this second side as well, but he's focusing his eyes on the siege workshops. And this is so important. This is the difference that we see, guys. Matiz placed his production buildings on the back of his base, which means that they were relatively well protected. But DeMuslim is getting pushed now. He's going to lose his siege workshops and his high armory as well, possibly. And that could become a problem. Obviously, he can just rebuild these buildings, and he has plenty of wood to do so. So it's not necessarily a huge problem. It's just getting the APM and time to do it. Obviously, if anyone can do it, it will be DeMuslim. Bombards there, looking to unpack and at least hold on this front line. But yeah, Matiz coming in with strong pushes, with springalds, with trebuchets, with horsemen, with longbowmen, and really starting to ramp up production. I'm not sure what she's doing. She's got absolutely destroyed by that springald, and Matiz putting in a strong performance here for sure, making a name for himself. Well, he's already got a good strong name in Age of Empires 4, but you know, he's pushing his way into the upper echelons of Age of Empires 4 rank ladder. And if he can take a win against DeMuslim, you know, that is a huge statement. Okay, 3 trebuchets on the back line, looking to do some damage, looking to take out the production buildings, as you can see, unleashing those boulders on the siege workshops. And DeMuslim's going to lose his siege engine production capabilities. He is relocating with some farms on the right side. Doesn't look like he has any siege workshops at the back, having to focus on producing army, and the trebuchet is doing great work now. And Matiz is pushing hard. He's pushing very hard. Wooden palisade wall, fortified palisade wall, is now up and running for DeMuslim on the right side to protect his economy from raids. But 4 trebuchets now on the field, looking to slowly break down the defenses so that they can rush in. Outpost going here on the gold. This is actually going to be a very good denial of this gold. Of course, the gold income shouldn't necessarily be too much of an issue for DeMuslim, or for either player really. I mean, the gold income is stonkingly high for DeMuslim, as you can see. He's got the wooden fortresses. He has got 37 villages on gold, to be fair. But he does have wooden fortresses to help as well. And I think now, population being 166 for DeMuslim, 200 for Matiz, this push is incredibly strong, especially with the outpost being upgraded with the stone, the fortified outpost. And that means it's just going to be that more tanky and last day for a lot longer. And DeMuslim is being put under a lot of pressure. He's got forward farms here, which is a very risky placement. And those will go down, and a lot of trebuchets for there. You know, these are fantastic position trebuchets, and they're being produced by the Wingard Palace, so extra cheap. But there are a lot of elite knights there, guys. A lot of elite knights. I'm not sure if Castle Network of Citadels is in place yet. It isn't. Doesn't have a keep yet, so having a keep here would be quite a nice option. And there is, just as I say, there is a keep going down from Matiz. He needs to be careful. I'm not sure he's going to get this up. This could be a bad position for the castle. There are a lot of army there for Rus, and the Rus are going to start to focus fire on the villagers, and there could be a lot of villagers lost here for Matiz. He's put a castle in a really strong position. If it does go up, that'd be fantastic for him, but if it doesn't, he's going to lose so many villagers in doing this. And let's take a look at the villager count for Matiz. It's still 125, so still relatively healthy, but these villagers are going to go down. There are elite horse archers behind this, and the trebuchets might be lost as well. And I just wonder whether this is a bit of an overextension. My Matiz is really pushed hard, but not sure it's going to come off for him. This is a really rough spot. His population is down to 169. I'm sure he had the villagers to lose, but his villager count, probably for the first time in the game, has dropped below the Muslims. So this could be a big throw. There's a lot of stone invested in this castle. He needs to get this castle up. He may be sending another batch of villagers, but I'm not sure if he will be able to. If he's going to send them, we've got to send them now. But there's a lot of army here for DeMuslim, and this is looking to be a really sticky situation. This is a back and forth game. Fantastic game on the ladder. Looking to prepare for Redbull Wololo Legacy. Huge fight here. Of course, the outpost being upgraded is a huge thing. It doesn't have the Springald placements. I thought he was getting them in the queue, but it wasn't. And it looks like Matiz is actually pushing this back. It looks like the reinforcements just being a little bit extra quicker to the punch there for Matiz is pushing this back very nicely, and the castle will go down. I think no, he's gonna lose the one villager. Oh, that's so rough. This castle's so close to being made, and this will change everything. Matiz needs to just send a couple of villagers, my man, and hopefully he will, because he will need to be able to win this game. And Mangonel's in the mix as well for Matiz. Huge amounts of range, gonna get some good pickings here. Hand cannoneer, Streltsy rather, for the Rus are being deployed, and looks like now Matiz is in a strong position. We'll be able to get the castle up, but DeMuslim gets his castle up to protect the forward farms. But there are 4 trebuchets still on the horizon with 2 mangonels, so the trebuchets will do good work against this castle. But Matiz needs to get this castle of his own up. He does get the keep up, and I wonder if boiling oil will be coming in. It won't be, because actually those trebuchets will be taking down those keeps. On the left side, a lot of production buildings here with form of stables. So I mean, we could have seen a raid perhaps. No raiding being seen, but DeMuslim could have that as an option. We shall see if he does something like that. Another keep going down for Matiz, a really aggressive one to deny this farming economy, and if this goes up, that could be a huge push. DeMuslim trying frantically to repair this castle. This could be a really strong push. We do see now the network of citadels coming up, and that will be a strong push. That is for sure. These units are already benefiting from the network of castles, but with the network of citadels, have a look at that. Oh, it's not in yet. There it is. From 25% to 50%. That is a huge bonus for the units. And we do see now this castle looking to go up. The villagers, Streltsy, are under attack by the Streltsy. Holy smokes, there's a lot of elite horsemen there for the rest. This could be a second doubt castle of the game for Matiz, but it looks like it's going to get it up. Possibly. It's got a couple more villagers. The villagers are actually now firing arrows. So this castle, again, denied. A story of 2 doubt castles. But trebuchets here will be looking to focus fire on this keep, so I'm not sure about this keep for DeMuslim. I mean, it might go off temporarily. It will certainly help the fight, but it will be losing the castle very soon. It's a strong push here by DeMuslim, pushing this back, but Matiz keeping up with the production. Matiz is back to 200 population. DeMuslim up to 159. This could be the final nail in the coffin. A lot of villagers that are being idled here just to repair the keep, and will be sniped off as well. And there is the GG. DeMuslim taps out. Matiz has made a big statement here on the road to Wololo Legacy. We're on that road. It's a long winding one. I'm really looking forward to seeing Matiz in the event on the weekend if he's playing for the road to Wololo Legacy. Guys, what a game. A story of 2 doubt castles, but Matiz pulls through in the end. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this castle game for Age of Empires 4, and if you did, do give the video a thumbs up. I'm kind of getting new to Age of Empires 4 casting, so any feedback is greatly appreciated. Take care, and see you next time.